together in one place is just really fantastic. And tonight is just going to be, it's just going to be crazy good. We have 7 artists in each round, and the top 2 artists from each round will go through to the third and final round. The first and second round tonight are 20 minutes long, as per usual art battle rules. The final round, as we are doing with all the championship events, will be 30 minutes tonight. So just a little extra time to let these champs really express themselves to their full abilities at the easel.
Chris, if you want to join me on cam number 1.
All right, fantastic.
And we're here with Avelino Santoyo. And Avelino is working some lime green there.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this is maybe our wild card artist. One of our champs was not able to make it tonight, and so we pulled a lucky wild card artist from the audience to step up to the easel, and I believe that is G. Zambrano, who I think is a experienced AB artist.
Very exciting turn of events here to have a wild card in the championships. But he definitely looks like he's comfortable at the easel, working left-handed, and he's got his canvas mostly covered already and has a good idea of what he's doing. So this is going to be really interesting.
I'm actually getting word that this is our Monterey organizer, our wildcard artist. So good.
So cool.
Couldn't resist.
That's so interesting. There in attendance, just put his name into the hat and got drawn. So interesting to be stepping from the organizer to the painter role, but really wonderful for him to be able to have that experience.
And if you want to join me on camera 2 now, we are with Tommy Perkasso.
Tommy Picasso, who has battled a number of times and is the winner from the Oakland event that happened in February of this year. Tommy, always really great to watch him work. Tonight's going to be no different, and he's off to an interesting start here. Got some yellow background drip work, working carefully on the drips right now. And it's got what looks like it could be the head of a maybe sort of a monstrous creature here.
Yeah, I'm getting like
on.
Snaky Frankenstein situation.
That is what it looks like, but again, it's early.
Yeah, we're just 5 minutes in. And we would love to have you guys head on over to artbattle.com/vote. And so you guys can support these artists. Only one of them at the end of the night is going to end up going to the U.S. National Championship April 2nd in Wichita Falls, Texas. But before then, the top 2 artists, as voted by you guys, will go to the third and final, where the final winner will be chosen.
Super exciting. We've got 14 artists tonight. All are going to bring different approaches, different styles, different color palettes, and we are going to see a collection of really excellent work here tonight. I'm really excited. Who are we watching right now?
We're with Sharon Costello, and Sharon is representing as an all-star artist from Monterey, and she's really, really versatile. She has a mural business where she does a lot of interior murals, and that's totally, like, completely custom work.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting start here. She's sketched out her, looks like a figure bending over at the knees with her arms spread wide. She's sketched out with black paint and a fine brush, and is going to be working on that shading right now on the character.
Yeah, very specific work. Very specific brushwork here. Really small composition, really small figure on the canvas. So I think that she's going to have to bring it in with some atmosphere surrounding this figure.
Yeah, definitely a lot of space to work with here. It's still early, but there's a lot of canvas to cover.
And I can see Avelino in the corner there.
Yeah, working on a portrait. Very interesting start to this portrait. He's got a little bit of a background and has sort of flushed in the hair and is working on the facial features, doing a little smudge work with his fingers. We often see that
Yeah, very
um,
pastel, very soft,
very much.
but also a little bit menacing in the features of the character, which is directly
Hmm.
contrasted by how soft the application is.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's again, it looks, um, it almost looks like a second Frankenstein here.
Yeah, wouldn't that be fun if we have two Frankensteins in round number one? Like, are you guys? Do you guys have a Mary Shelley book club?
Very interesting. Doing the shading of the shadows underneath the chin right now, and just getting in there. This is a great angle. We can see both painters working at the same time.
Mm-hmm. And let's switch to camera one, where we are hanging out with Anthony Jimenez. And he's creating just this beautiful portrait with this flowing hair. And the hair with the stripe that's trending upward is almost giving me Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah,
We're on theme,
no,
guys.
it yeah, it's a theme that we don't know about here tonight, but that's looking very good. I really like the way that the dark eye sockets are dominating this piece so far.
Yeah, really, it's creating quite the emotive quality already.
Yeah,
Okay, let's switch to camera two. And I believe that this is Zambano. And we're getting treated to a sad clown, I think. And I love it.
yeah, no, it's very cool. It's very well rendered already. A lot of excellent detail in the face area. He's just got to clean up the surrounding parts of the painting. He's got about 10 minutes left to do that.
Yeah, the little hits of red are really contrasting against all of that blue. And we're getting the emotive quality just from this color story, I think. Ooh, and look at the way he's holding his brushes. Like an X-Men, like Wolverine with the brushes
Definitely very
between his
cool.
fingers. That's I always love seeing the little quirks of artists.
Yeah, I love that. See, brushes in the hat, brushes in the teeth. He's got a brush in between his teeth right now, and four brushes in his offhand. So he's definitely in the moment and working it, and got all his tools ready at hand. Beyond him, we can see Matt Milano, who is working on a landscape piece with looks like a figure on their knees in the middle of the desert, so maybe sort of a little bit of a Burning Man feel.
Yeah, the atmosphere that he's created there is just stunning. Let's switch
Yeah,
to camera one. And here we are back with Sharon. Ooh, and the way that she's rendering this figure is almost now starting to become a little bit like a steer skull.
Hmm.
I wonder if that's intentional. It must be.
It must be. It's
Yeah.
sort of an optical illusion piece of what do you see? Do you see a man on his knees with his crouched down with his arms wide, or do you see a skull there? I think that it is a man crouched down with his arms spread wide. Uh,
I think it
maybe
is too.
hmm.
But I kind of love the duality that we get once we step back a little bit farther from it and you start seeing that skull. But as we are really close in, you can definitely see that it's a well muscled figure. And
Hmm.
I would love to see the background expand a little bit. It's so stark right now.
Yeah, we definitely need to see a little more context in this piece. The figure is very solitary right now, a little bit too solitary to complete the composition. She's going to have to work on the background, and I think she's doing that right now.
Headed over to camera two. And we are back with Anthony Jimenez and that gorgeous portrait that he's doing of the female figure just looking down to her shoulder. It's just creating such a moment.
Yeah, it's a really striking piece, and I just love the colors that he's using.
And back with Tommy Perkasso. And this, I love when I have the opportunity to say chartreuse on the stream. It's
For
one
sure.
of my favorite colors to look at, but also to say because it's such a fun color name.
Yeah, definitely a very fun name and a color that a lot of people, or maybe you're not familiar with. Being an artist, you have a wider range of vocabulary when it comes to describing colors than the average person.
Let's go to one. And here we are with Matt Milano again. And I'm loving how natural the palette is in contrast with this pretty surreal, exaggerated figure. And the head is almost like an
Hmm.
ET head.
Yeah, it's very cool. Is it maybe a like a boombox?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe something like that, but definitely a solitary desert experience going on there. I love these lights. They give such good coverage.
Who are we with here? Oh, this is Andre Kalani.
Hmm. This
Uh,
is a piece that we haven't seen yet so far, and has developed quite well.
yeah, the paint marker technique is really cool. The way that Andre's just kind of chipping that in. And it's almost as if the marker is starting to take the paint in just a little bit.
Yeah,
And very Van
yeah, I
Gogh.
love this. The Starry Night vibes
Mm-hmm.
are very strong with that one. Starry Night over San Francisco. I don't think that Van Gogh ever visited San Francisco.
But if he did, he
If he
would have
did,
been jealous of Andre's painting.
absolutely.
Just less than 5 minutes on the clock. Another reminder to you guys out there in the internets to head on over to artbattle.com/vote and make sure that you register the top two artists as voted by you guys. Will move on to the final round. So if you're loving the performance right now and you want to see these guys paint again, pick who you want to paint again.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only picking the best painting, but also the artist that you want to see create a second painting. These artists have a lot of courage and a lot of skill, and for the best ones to create two paintings takes just so much energy, so much focus, and so much passion that it's really awesome to see. So vote for the painter who you want to see paint again.
Oh, amazing. We got the dramatic background that we wanted from Sharon.
Oh, super, super nice.
The subtleties of the color palette from Avelino in this piece is just really wonderful, and the raising hand and the way that he's captured the light playing between the fingers is just incredible.
Yeah, I'd say this is a really strong piece. He's done a great job and been very interesting to watch the progression of this piece.
Okay, moving to two. Back with Anthony Jimenez.
Back with Anthony, and he has a decision to make if he's going to leave a lot of white space on this canvas and leave his portrait sort of off-centered, or if he's going to add a background or another feature in there. If he's going to add another feature, he's running out of time, so he better
Yeah.
make that decision quick.
2 minutes
I
on
don't
the
think
clock?
that I don't think that he's going to add another feature, but I would like to see something in that space, maybe a background color of some kind. But always dangerous. You got to choose the right color.
And back with Tommy here, just adding his final drip work, looks like.
Yeah, a lot of drip work on this piece. A lot of different colors. Interesting technique from Tommy. We've seen Tommy a few times at Art Battle, and he always does something different. So interesting to see what he's bringing tonight.
I'm just so pleased with Sharon and the way that this piece has uh, just brought so much excitement with the washes going on in the background and how there's still negative space coming through in different areas, and it's just I'm loving it.
Hmm.
Added a lot of drama there.
Definitely a lot of drama. It'll be interesting to see if she pulls anything else out in these last couple minutes here, or if we're seeing a piece that is pretty much finished. I see. Doing a little line work on the edge of the figure
Just to pop it
uh,
out.
just to pop it off that background that she's put in there, and it looks really good. I really like that line work.
Yeah, and that little touch of umber in the corner too is really beautiful.
Look at the change in this painting right here that we're looking at.
Oh
He has
wow.
completely added in a black background, com- just absolutely doing a stunning job of popping this portrait off the canvas. Left a little moon up there, uh, and some finishing touches, being very careful.
Yeah, the
A glowing
specificity of
heart.
that brushwork.
There we go. Brushes down.
Brushes down. Let me throw to venue audio for a second.
We're actually going to take about a 30-minute gap between this first round and the second round. Please be sure to vote early, vote often, and please bid on this art. These artists need all the support they can get, especially after these last 2 years. That's right.
It's just our MC reminding everybody to get their votes in, and that all of the works created tonight are also available for silent auction. And we have a super great deal for flat shipping. So if you're falling in love with any of these pieces, make sure that you get your bids in. I feel like the auction's going to be hot tonight.
Absolutely, a lot of great works to take advantage of tonight. This piece here that we're seeing is from Zambrano really turned out so nice. Just painting at the moment's notice as the wild card, and he has done a really professional job there. Just love to see that.
Absolutely. And we will be back so soon, right away, basically, with round number 2. So don't touch that dial.
Yeah, the winners of round 1 and round 2 will be announced together after round 2. So Get your vote in there for round one, and we will be right back with the beginning of round two.
And that was round number 1 of the Art Battle San Francisco Regional Championship, featuring 14 amazing artists, winners and all-stars from Monterey, Oakland, and San Francisco. It's a tough competition tonight, I tell you. That was a really good round. Voting is still open to vote for those artists, for you guys watching out there in the internet. artbattle.com/vote to register if you haven't registered yet. The top 2 artists from the round that we just watched, and the top 2 artists from the round that we're about to watch, will move on to the third and final round with a brand new canvas and 30 minutes on the clock. The winner, as voted by the audience from that round, will then move on to the national championship. And that's going to be on April 2nd in Wichita Falls, Texas. And oh man, we just can't wait. There's just such an incredible array of artists that are lined up for the national championship. It's championship season for Art Battle in the States right now, and man, we've had some fire shows. We had Dallas Championships on Sunday, and we just saw the winner of the Southeast Regional Championship, and that was artists from Florida and Georgia that competed in an online championship event. Super exciting. And it was Donis Bloodworth that just won that, and will be representing Florida in the national champs. But tonight we're going to be deciding who will make it forward from San Francisco region. So stay tuned. More awesome artwork to come, and we will be live painting in just a few minutes. The venue is just getting their artists ready. The artists are setting their palettes, and we'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to the Art Battle San Francisco Regional Championships. We are just getting ready for round number 2. We're going to have 7 more artists up at the easels with blank canvas and 20 minutes on the clock. My name is Morgan Booth and I'm here with Art Battle co-founder Chris Pemberton. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Morgan. How are you?
I'm so good. I love champ season.
Yeah, me too. This is such a treat to see so many amazing painters going at it at the same time.
And we've got some pretty spicy events coming up this week, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a really exciting doubleheader tomorrow night on the 17th. We have the New York City Finals at 8 o'clock, and at 11 o'clock we have the Los Angeles City Finals. So the 2 biggest cities in the nation electing their representatives to go to the national championships on the same night. Just outstanding.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. We're going to see some green paintings, I think.
Oh, I'm into it. Oh, I can hear our MC starting to announce the artist, so I'm going to bring the audio over to the venue.
Fantastic.
Surreal and fantastic kind of vibe. I want you to bring your hands together and give it up for Mr. Norm Quiros. Come on out, Norm. There he is. Yes, indeed. On easel number 2, infuses her many creations with stories of spirituality. Can you please give a warm welcome to Zelda Hazel? Come on out, Zelda. Come on out. There she is. Superhero Zelda Hazel. Yes. And next on easel 3, she is amazing. She loves acrylic, loves watercolor. Let's bring it out. Come on now, give it up for Jessica Ansberry. Jessica! Yes, it is. Slow and steady wins the race. She's no joke. This lady is absolutely bubbling with energy. Her artwork speaks for itself. She is fantastic. YIJUN, come on out here. Let's see the dancing. Come on, YIJUN. There she is. She's been dancing around. Everybody's probably met her by now. I'm sure you've seen the outfit. You've seen the act. It's great. Our 5th artist. Well, I've been messing up her name for years, so let's just bring it up. Malisa Suchanya! Where are you, Melissa? She's already out there. Okay, great. If they're all out there, then let's just give a round of applause for Nadia Diaz. Where is Nadia Diaz? There she comes. She's no joke. And our 7th artist on the easel. Yeah, give some beats. Let's hear it. Come on, I want to hear it. Chollar, come on out. Let's bring it out for Clay. Clay's no joke right there. Look at, he is ready to go. Let's put the 20 minutes up on the board. There we go. Guys, are you ready to art battle right now? Let's hear it. Here we go. We're going to do it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Art battle round 2, state final. Here we go.
Oh, I love the countdown. It's so much fun. It's never not fun.
Yeah, there's so much anticipation, so much energy, a whole room full of people counting down for the beginning of the creation of these pieces and right in front of you. It's always exciting.
So good. Oh, man. And on camera number 1, we're off with some strong action right away from Clay Chollar using an airbrush. I think that's a first. I have never seen that in Art Battle before.
Yeah, I think we saw an airbrush in a recent event in the Washington State Finals. We saw an airbrush, but that's a very interesting technique. Interesting to see how the crowd will react to that.
Yeah, it's a really, really quick tool. So I wonder if Clay is going to have any time management issues. I've never used airbrush, so I'm really excited to see him working with that. Okay,
Yeah,
who
you can
are
get a
we?
lot of really good effects.
Hanging out with Jessica Ansberry now here. And it looks like she's starting with a pretty small sketch. We're only 90 seconds in. Really some careful drawing technique there from Jessica. And when I was checking out her work, there was almost two styles that she had going on. One was very watercolory and lots of pastels and kind of softer imagery. And then the other was really aggressively painted textural work. So it'll be interesting to see where she goes with that.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. It is always a mix between whether painters go with their studio work or whether they have a totally different style for speed painting. But somebody with a diverse portfolio has a lot more to draw from and can do one version of their studio work quite easily. So
And
that'll be cool to see.
here we are with Zelda Hazel. And Zelda could really do anything at this point. When Zelda won her qualifying event in Oakland, she did performance painting in a statement against in a statement for free the nipple, and she actually used her breasts with paintbrushes taped to them to paint in the final round, and she won, and the painting was good too.
That is really amazing. That is really amazing. I've never seen breast painting before, and it'll be interesting to see if we get a repeat performance tonight.
Yeah, I feel like that might be a singular statement, but you never know with Zelda. She is a wild one. Okay, gonna switch over to cam 2 now. And who are
All
we
right.
with? Oh, we're back with Clay and his airbrush, and he's gotten a lot done and some very subtle blends, which is of course kind of the hallmark of airbrush painting.
Hmm. Yeah, you're able to get a lot of different effects with the airbrush that is very hard to accomplish with a regular brush, especially in this short amount of time. So it'll be interesting to see where that painting goes. And as I said before, it'll be interesting to see how the audience takes it. The audience is not just judging by the final piece; they're judging by the performance, the style, the quality. So taking a lot of factors into account.
Absolutely, it's a I know wild card means something else than the art battle ethos, but I feel like bringing an airbrush in is a bit of a wild card element.
Hmm.
And Norman here with this exaggerated character, very close to his studio work. Norm often creates these really kind of outlandish, surreal, exaggerated creatures.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of really interesting stuff from Norm. We've seen him paint on a couple of different occasions, and last time he painted, he did a sort of a really interesting character of a devil's face. So cool to see what he's doing there tonight. Looks like a monstrous mushroom of some kind.
I dig it. And here we are with Jessica Ansberry. And I did not anticipate this. We've got a really small, subtly rendered figure in the bottom corner, and then kind of a kaleidoscope of blue color flowing through the rest of the composition.
Yeah, interesting approach there. Here we have Zelda performing something very interesting. She's put some sort of funky blacklight glasses on her head, or I think they're
Cool.
maybe blacklight glasses. Uh, Interesting to see what she's doing. Oh, here's one of my favorites for
I
sure. We've seen her
know.
perform a couple times. YIJUN G,
Oh
uh,
man, she's so
always
excellent.
always dancing to the beat and always producing really fantastic work. So just a treat to have her here tonight.
And she's painting a blue figure, my personal favorite.
Yeah, you're definitely one of your favorites for sure.
And I'm really into the way that she's composing this. This is similar to some of the compositions, only structurally, that we've seen her do before, where she kind of keeps the composition within a circle with smaller elements breaking out of that circle. Love that technique.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that from her before, and it looks like she's on that track tonight. It'll be interesting to see the probably the face there develop as the time goes on.
And now checking out Malisa and this skull. Skulls have been really, really popular lately.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a lot of skulls, and everyone has been completely different. So it's very interesting to see how this one turns out. We can see that it's sort of got a double background going on there right now. Black space around the outside. So it'll be interesting to see what she does with the features of that skull.
Oh, beautiful from Nadia Diaz as well. This flowing expression of fluorescent colors and this profile. And interesting that Nadia is doing a profile painting and Clay is as well, who we're looking at right now. We just kind of danced past Nadia. Oh, now we're getting a little bit of we're getting a profile view of both of them.
Yeah, we're getting them at the same time there. Interesting. Most of the profile paintings that you see, the face is turned facing the left side, but Nadia's is facing the right side, which is interesting.
That's a great point. And so true. I've never thought of that before, but that's 100% true.
Yeah. Here we are with Norm, who has sketched out his monstrous, they call this the monstrous mushroom, and is now filling out the colors and carefully going in between the teeth there.
An apt title. I feel like we should have a section in the live stream where we just get you to title all of the artworks. What do you think?
Sure, I'll give it a shot.
Okay, back with Jessica and this figure, and the figure has kind of this flowing hair going on, and the movement in the hair is kind of mimicking the color going on in the background and the directionality there.
What's happening with the hip area of that figure?
I'm not sure. I just saw kind of a white orb. Ooh, getting some stardust and spatter from Zelda right now.
I think maybe she got a little bit of that on the painter YIJUN, who's right next to her. I saw YIJUN look over. A little bit of collateral damage, as we see at Art Battle with the painters so close together. If one person's being very splattery,
yeah, I can see it on YIJUN's arm right now.
You can see a little bit on there.
And you know she's got her cute fit on too, so.
She does, for sure.
All clothes become paint clothes. It's the hazard of being an artist, especially if you paint an art battle.
Yeah. Yeah, we often see painters using their pants as a rag, using their shirts. We see a lot of that. We see a lot of painters who manage to keep their outfit totally clean, too. But not when there's a splatter painter next to you.
Not then. So we are 9 minutes left on the clock. We're just over halfway through. If you are not registered to vote yet, what are you doing? Head on over to
Look at Zelda.
Oh, wow. What is happening? I knew that we were going to get a performance element from Zelda.
Look at that.
I wonder what she's doing. Is
Under
she
the
painting?
category of firsts,
Yeah.
that is that
Oh,
is
she's
definitely the
actually
first time I've ever
painting.
seen that. I believe she's painting with her foot.
Okay. So crazy.
So
The balance.
is outstanding. This is she is a yogi for sure.
Yeah. Good job. And we can see YIJUN is dancing and kind of picking up
Really,
on some of Zelda's energy there.
she's really getting down there. The stage is shaking as she jumps around. Amazing that she can paint such beautiful paintings while completely keeping the beat.
Yeah. Definitely my favorite AB dancer, I think. And Malisa's doing a really beautiful job with this another profile. We've got 3 profiles in a row. We've got one from Malisa, one from Nadia, and one from Clay.
Yeah, really cool. I really like what Malisa has done there. I could tell she was up to something the way that she had her colors shaped in there, and now we can see what she's up to, and is a very lyrical piece.
Lyrical is a great way to describe it. And definitely encourage everybody to go check out Malisa Suchanya's work. I was looking at her Instagram and was just blown away. She didn't do any hands in this round, but she specializes in hands. So if she gets to the final, I feel like she's going to do some hands.
Yeah, maybe she will. Here we are with Clay. He's changed up his color a little bit and bringing some attention to the eye with the purple. Still using the airbrush, a total airbrush painter. So we will see what happens with this piece. I feel like he's still got some ground to make up here. The eye looks really good. The face is well formed, but the background still looks like it needs attention. It's looking a little bit messy right now.
Yeah, facing some challenges, I think, with the background, and I wonder if there's been any challenge there in switching colors in the airbrush machine. I know that some artists that I know that use airbrush say that can be a little bit tricky. And here we are with Norm, and I'm really into the way that he's painted the teeth here. I love that they're blue. I think it just makes it so much more interesting and gives it a better sense of being surreal rather than cartoony if he had left them white, you know?
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely a fully into another universe here, as he usually is. And so why not give your monster mushroom blue teeth?
Why not? And just getting the little striations. Okay, and we have Zelda on her head again, and I really want the camera person to go over and show us what's going on. Oh my god, okay, so she's got paintbrushes taped to her boots. And she's painting with her boots upside down. This is amazing.
This is really cool.
Contortion painting.
I'm so glad we're here. That takes such an incredible amount of practice to be able to do this.
And these easels are not like, you got to be delicate with the easels, otherwise they can get tippy. So she's just barely touching.
Yeah.
Oh, and
I want to see videos of her practice routine for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like we got our answer about what's going on in the belly of Jessica's figure there. And the figure it looks like pregnant with the world. Cool statement there.
Very cool statement. Very cool. Many moons and sort of a celestial body. That piece from Zelda is looking really great. She's done a super great job on the tree, and she's definitely gained a lot of respect from the voters in how much she's put herself out there
Yeah.
to create a performative experience for everybody.
Yeah, people love it. And also, I really do appreciate that the painting itself is good too.
It really is good.
And it's not an overly outlandish piece. Like, it's still a digestible piece, whereas you would think that this might be super messy.
Hmm. No, she's done a really great job, and I think that she is going to be one of the top contenders in this round. The piece is beautiful, the performance is spectacular, and what else more could you ask for?
We're going to switch to camera 1. And back with Norm and his monster mushroom, and he's added just a really subtle highlight into the teeth.
Yeah.
And this palette is really aggressive, but it's working for the vibe of this piece.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
No,
back to
it's
2.
it really pops.
Back to camera 2 with YIJUN. And wow, this portrait is just spectacular, and the way that she's executed this green highlight work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's super good.
Ooh,
This piece here
Malisa.
from Malisa is really sparkling.
I think that she dragged a point of a paintbrush through the paint to, in a relief method, to get this hair striping here. It's just wonderful.
Yeah, it really is. Just the way that the light is falling on the profile face is so perfect. It looks really great. This piece is very strong.
And from Nadia, this just absolute collision of color is really, really wonderful, and is reminding me so much of like French embellished Art Deco painting meets really colorful kind of expressionism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very interesting. Almost a little too busy in the hair area. Takes a little bit away from the face, I feel.
Yeah, maybe a touch more contrast to kind of create that separation.
I think that would be needed. It's hard to achieve everything in just 20 minutes, but that's what separates the best of the best.
And finishing touches from Clay with this airbrush here. It's kind of a psychedelic meets H.R. Geiger situation here, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
The tude from the monster mushroom is just so great. You're really getting a sense of that attitude. Okay,
Yeah,
turn in
you
the
really-
venue for the countdown.
3, 2, 1. That's our battle. Rushes down. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Ooh, brushes down. That was a fun round. I think that was one of the most fun rounds that maybe ever. The artists were having an amazing time, especially Zelda and YIJUN.
Yeah, a really good experience. A lot of performance here tonight. Of course, nothing compares to the headstand foot painting by Zelda. I think that was really something very special. But now is the time to cast your vote. If you haven't already gone to artbattle.com/vote and vote for your favorite painter in this round. The top 2 painters from this round will go through to the final round, as will the top two painters from the first round. And we will have an extra 10 minutes on the clock in the final round of all championship events. So 30 minutes in the final round. And one of the painters that we've already seen tonight is going to be representing the San Francisco area at the national championships. That's going to be decided tonight.
High
Very
stakes,
exciting.
high stakes.
Get your vote in there right now.
Oh man, this piece by YIJUN. I love the ripples that are coming off of it.
Yeah. Very, very cool. She definitely has a way of utilizing the canvas without completely covering it. So we've seen that from her before and again tonight.
Wow, just really, really impressed. This absolutely was a championship round.
Yeah, it really was. And 5 ladies and 2 gentlemen in this round. So we're going to see 2 of them go through to the final round. The votes are pouring in right now. We have a lot of registered voters. So if the voting page takes a moment to load, please be patient. We just have so much traffic on there right now. But it will work, and you will be able to get your vote in there. Also, while you're in there, have a look at the auction. If one of these pieces really speaks to you, place a bid. We will ship paintings anywhere that they are purchased from. So don't be shy, and you'll always have a great story if you take one of these paintings home.
Art's so good, it's breaking the internet.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I really dig this piece by Nadia. Just getting a little tour here on camera 1. Wow, look at our stage team go. They are switching the rounds really, really quickly. I feel like we're going to have a tight show here.
Yeah, we want to make sure that we have time to get all the votes counted and get the 4 painters who are going to paint again time to prepare their palettes, but we don't want to keep people waiting too long. So nice to see them, so many stage people working so quickly, moving those paintings over to the auction table. Going to remove 3 of the easels and going to have a 4 painter final round, and we're going to find out very shortly who the winner is in round 1, who the winners are in round 1, and who the winners are in round 2. So we will see 4 of these painters paint again for a second time, which is no small feat. Doing one painting is one thing, but doing a second painting and trying to outdo yourself is what it takes to be the champion.
It's my favorite Chris Pemberton quote. Well, I'll let you say.
Yeah, you got to do the best painting and then do an even better one to win. So that's the nature of art battle, and we know it works. We see it time and time again. We see these painters step up. They just bring more than just the 20 minutes or the 30 minutes. They bring years of practice into this. So these paintings, they look like they happen very quickly, but the preparation has taken a very long time indeed.
I've just pulled up the auction here. Looks like we're getting quite a lot of action in the auction, and I gotta say, it's well deserved. Some really wonderful pieces here.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of bids, and we're seeing some paintings getting quite a lot of love and attention so far in the auction. It is hard to tell the correlation between the votes and the auction. It's not always straightforward. Sometimes the winning painting is the one with the highest bids, but sometimes another painting is one that speaks more to multiple people who are interested in taking it home. So, we see a lot. We see a lot of variety. We don't always see the winning painter, the winning painting with the highest bid, although that does happen quite often. As especially in the final round, it's sometimes clear which one is the best painting in both the sense of voting and sense of auction. But we have 14 painters here tonight.
Yeah,
doing
I'm
their
looking
best.
at the auction. Sorry to interrupt, it's just on the screen right now. Matt Milano's piece is going for $855. That's so awesome.
Really great. I mean, that piece is a very unique piece that tells a story and definitely speaks loudly to more than one person. So it'll be interesting to see how Matt does in the voting, to see if he gets to paint again and try and equal that.
So good, so good.
A very tough decision to make to vote in this round. 7 very different paintings, all of them done with a lot of skill, quite beautiful. Very hard decision, but you have to choose who you want to see create a second painting. Which painter do you think has what it takes to win the final round and go through to represent the San Francisco region at the National Championship? National Championship this year is being held in Wichita Falls, Texas, which is a very vibrant art battle community. They've got they've had lots of great events there, and run locally by the Wichita Falls Art Association, by Bob and Debbie, and just such a great community. And they have opened their arms and are welcoming the best of the best of the best painters from across the country, and that is happening in just about 3 weeks from now. So
The countdown
very
is
exciting. The countdown is on, and of course, all of our championship events are available, are being streamed on artbattle.com, including the National Championship. So don't miss that event. Once again, the National Championship is on April 2nd, and you can watch, vote, and bid with us here on artbattle.com.
And I think that our team on the ground is working to get some artist interviews going. I know there's definitely a couple of artists from tonight that I would love to hear about their inspo, their inspiration behind their pieces. I definitely want to talk to Malisa. Her work is so my vibe. I really, really dig the way that she, like, the subject matter is wonderful, but I think that the subtle gradients and the interesting techniques of kind of carving a way into those hairlines was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely a piece that really came about slowly. She blocked out the space with the colors of the face and the hair, and the skull was completed early, and then the face was completed after that, and then the really smashing highlights in the hair. So really fantastic piece. Loved watching that one come to be. So interesting to watch these paintings created we'd love to have a camera on every single painting, and maybe one day we will.
And some of, if you're watching our auction highlights here, the 4 pieces that are on the screen right now are actually from our Southeast qualifying championship event that happened earlier this evening.
Oh yeah, that was a very cool event. 4 really outstanding painters going head to head to represent the Southeast region, which for us was Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. And just really fantastic work from those 4 painters. And we saw Donis Bloodworth come out as the champion.
The victor that will be heading to Nationals.
He'll be heading to Nationals, so we'll be flying him out there, and can't wait to see what he creates on the national stage.
And again, we have a really exciting week coming up. We're in the midst of our really exciting week. Tomorrow we've got the New York City Championship. Long time coming, as all of these championship events have been.
Yeah, absolutely. We have been shut down for 2 years in New York, and this is our first event back. Is the final event, so that's pretty exciting. We've got so many really amazing painters. As you can imagine, the talent pool in New York is just extremely deep, and we've had so many amazing painters qualify for the finals there, and it's going to be a really exciting night. If you're watching this from New York and you want to attend the event, the doors are at 7 and the event starts at 8 at Le Poisson Rouge. You can find a link to tickets on the event page on artbattle.com. We have winners from New York and from Brooklyn representing there.
That's going to be such an amazing show. And then immediately after that streaming, we will have the Los Angeles City Final.
Yeah, the Los Angeles City Final. Los Angeles is a really great art battle city. Again, like New York, the talent pool is really deep. We see a very interesting cast of characters. And when I say characters, I mean costumes and alter egos and a lot of really showy stuff at Art Battle Los Angeles. It's always a great time, and our venue there is just the most perfect art stadium, Wisdom LA. It's a giant, just like it sounds like. It's a giant dome, which is a huge projector screen, and the easels are underneath it in the middle, and it is totally an immersive experience there. So we are very excited to be bringing you both the New York and LA Championship tomorrow night. And if that's not enough, we have our spectacular Chicago event on Friday night, and the Chicago event is actually the Midwest Regional Finals. We have representatives from 5 or 6 different cities taking part, traveling to Chicago to take part in the Midwest Regional Championships. And again, we've been having such great events at Spin Chicago. That's our venue. And we're going to see another really great show on Friday night, and that's going to take place at 8 p.m. Central Time, which is 9 p.m. in the East and 6 p.m. in the West. So that's a very exciting show that's going to be happening on Friday night. So three very big shows in the next 2 days.
I better re-up on my Red Bull.
All those events will be sending a single painter from each to the national championships. So very exciting. There's so much on the line, and these champion painters that have qualified for the final events are really bringing it.
Yeah, it's been a really wonderful week for live competitive art, and will continue to be so, definitely. I know that that I'll be sitting here, hepped up on the Red Bull, helping to bring these battles to you on the internets. And in exchange, you got to promise to vote, viewers.
That's right.
Every vote counts.
We're trying to bring these events to as many people as we can by live streaming them. So it's great to have participation from across the country in each of these events. And we hear from so many people who are excited to watch and to join us, and who get to see an art battle. Maybe they don't have an art battle in their city yet, and they get to participate. So that's really great. We'll be on the air for about 5 or 6 hours straight tomorrow night. That's a lot of live art.
That is a lot of live art, and I can't wait for it. It's my whole life I've never really been into sports, so I was always a little bit like, oh my god, you can watch sports for 5 hours, and I'm like, ooh, I get to watch live art for 5 hours. It's my sports. It's art sports.
It's art sports. That's right. Easel sports.
Yeah, easel sports.
Easel sports.
I feel like we should put that one on a t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
We've got some excellent merch coming up, soon to be released also. So if you're an AB fan and you want to rep, then keep your eye out, because some of that will be coming up soon.
We are hearing from Art Battle headquarters that the votes are mostly in now, and we are going to very shortly be announcing the winners from the first round and from the second round, and then give them 5 minutes or so to make their palette and get set for the third and final round. The artists had 20 minutes in the preliminary rounds, and tonight, because this is a championship event, they will have 30 minutes in the final round. So we are going to see some really spectacular studio quality works from the 4 artists that make it to the final tonight.
Yeah, it's oh man, the extra 10 minutes really does make a big difference. We've seen some artists just kind of go above and beyond, like even just taking those extra 10 minutes and making them seem like an extra 20 or 30 or an hour. They really do a lot with that extra time.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's we're seeing works created that look like they took several days in the studio in the final rounds of these events, and we are just so stoked to see what happens at Nationals, to see all the really amazing work that's created there. One of the painters who will be at Nationals will be the defending U.S. national champion, Dragon 76, who is working. He works out of New York and Japan, and he will be there defending his title. He won the last national championship, which was held in Los Angeles, and he will be there defending. So Shout out to Dragon76. He is a true master, and he's going to be tough to beat and dead set on defending his title. So these artists that qualify at the regional events will be practicing in order to take a shot at the title, and it'll be just the number one night for live art across the country. So as I said, we're hearing from the artists, we're hearing from Art Battle headquarters that the votes have mostly been counted in there. We think we know who the winners are. We're just communicating with the venue staff to get that announcement out on the out from the MC at the event to announce to the people there. We will not announce who the winners are until the venue announces to the crowd there who the winners are. And so we are just waiting right now. We are almost there. Let's take a look at the auction and see how these pieces are doing right now. We have a top bid of $865 on Matt Milano's piece from
I feel like we might be getting artist announcements, but I'm having trouble getting audio. 1 minute.
All right, very exciting. We're going to try and get the announcements from the venue live here.
Okay, and it is in. The votes are in. And moving on from round number 1, we have Anthony Jimenez and Matt Milano. And from round number 2, we have Nadia Diaz and YIJUN G. Wow. Congratulations, guys. All 4 really excellent artists. Can't wait to see them paint again with 30 minutes on the clock.
This is so exciting. Those artists absolutely killed it in the first and second round. We have 2 gentlemen and 2 ladies going through to the final. So we've got great equal representation here, as we often do at Art Battle, and it is going to be so exciting to see what they bring through into the final round.
Absolutely. Oh man, it's gonna be a good round.
It's gonna be a really exciting round for sure. And we're looking at the auction. All 14 pieces that were created tonight have bids on them. Almost every piece has multiple bids. We're seeing them, the paintings up in the hundreds. Very, very exciting. San Francisco loves their live art, and we are so excited to be bringing this event to you from the Great Northern, which is a place that we've been hosting Art Battle for quite some time now.
Oh, and I love that they're actually projecting the stream onto the wall. That's so cool.
Oh yeah, super awesome.
The final round artists have been announced in the room, and so the artists are just doing their celebration dances. I know Jimenez, I'm sure. I want to see that celebration dance. She's a really good dancer. And are heading backstage to create their palettes and get ready for another 30 minutes on the clock. Another blank canvas to take on, which can be kind of intimidating in itself, let alone doing it with the high stakes that we have tonight. and in front of a big crowd, in front of the room, and on the internet with you guys also. So it's lots of intensity here tonight, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great, guys. And so we will be on for round number 3 in just a few minutes.
On stage now, who is painting in the 3rd round. All right, we're gonna start in about 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. On and start painting.
And it's just been revealed. Okay. Looks like I think it's Nadia got a little excited and started just a few seconds early, but we won't hold it against her. It was literally 3 seconds. I could tell that she was so surprised when the announcer did the countdown, and she was already had her brush to her canvas. And that being said, she's got that gorgeous kind of chartreuse color that I love so much going on with lots of washing technique. So I think we're going to get another really bright piece from Nadia. And we haven't seen YIJUN hit her canvas yet. She's looks like she's still in prep mode, but that is not stopping her from dancing. There she goes, laying down the first strokes. Really considered. It's almost, it's really a gift to have 10 extra minutes on the canvas, but it can also be a little bit daunting to manage that time there. And we can see YIJUN dancing again. Love it, love it. Here for it. And here we are with Anthony Jimenez from round number 1. And looks like he is starting to sketch a profile painting. A lot of profiles tonight. This one being sketched in blue, and the face is pretty small on the canvas. These are pretty big canvases. I think that these are actually 24 by 30s, perhaps, maybe a little bit larger. And I think we're making our way over to Matt Milano now, who has some chaotic movement going on and is very physically involved with this painting. With only 3 minutes in, there's a lot of paint on the canvas and a lot of water on the canvas, which I feel like might end up being a bit of a challenge going forward. But, you know, Matt has made it this far. He's a winner of battles, and he's got his game plan. We shouldn't worry about him. We're not worried about you, Matt. Oh, wow. This is just a spectacular level of color from Nadia. I really enjoy that she's not afraid of those neons. It's not a palette that I see super often, and it can be really difficult to work with. But Nadia is not afraid, and that's evidenced by her awesome second round piece that got her voted up to the final. And we're getting a little bit of drawing from her in orange over top of that super light green. And Matt's laid his canvas down on the ground now. You know something's going down. Ooh, lots of movement here. This is such an interesting departure from the technique that he used originally. His first round piece was very atmospheric and contemplative, kind of with a little bit of a surreal character in the foreground. But we're going wild in the final. This orange is just such a wonderful contrast. I feel like this painting is going to be sumptuous. Yeah, using these super contrasting colors, but no muddiness. And I think that she might be achieving that by keeping the tones pretty consistent. Not tones in terms of color, but tones in terms of shade. So each of the colors that she's using is pretty similar in terms of its light to dark ratio, and more dancing. Yeah, just a beautiful job from Nadia. And YIJUN is lucking out with Nadia as her neighbor. I think that YIJUN's white pants will survive this. So jubilant. And with her dancing like this, the audience is really connecting with her, connecting with the joyfulness of her performance, and just becoming really involved with the canvas. I think that's a really smart strategy for artists, is just to be a little bit performative in this kind of live painting celebration. I mean, it's the finals. It's a joyful thing to just even be painting in the finals. I think these guys have waited a long time and have earned their place. And some beautiful kind of cascading, undulating blues surrounding what I believe is going to be a red face portrait. So YIJUN did a blue face portrait in her qualifying round, and is now bringing us a contrast with the opposite palette, and I love it.
Yeah, interesting to see how she's going to use the 30 minutes, and I know that this piece is really going to pop in with the extra time. And look at the dancing.
The dancing is just, it's so, uh, it's so her. You can't really separate her art battle performances from her dancing now. They're one and the same.
Absolutely. And just a treat for the audience to see such a joyful performance. And
Mm-hmm.
she brings it every time with the same energy. Uh, it's just spectacular to watch.
And I would love to head over to see Anthony. I really want to check out this portrait here. And interestingly enough, it's a very similar palette to what YIJUN has going on. Almost,
Yeah, very
it's the
similar indeed.
inverse.
Maybe they ran out of the other paint colors.
Supply chain issues.
Absolutely. Everything's affected.
Okay, I'm gonna throw over to camera one, getting a really great view of Nadia and YIJUN's piece.
Yeah, we see some um, jellyfish from Nadia, which is different. She painted that profile view portrait in the just watching Ejin
I
dance.
know, so much fun. But you know what?
Yeah.
She doesn't have as much as I thought that she would have going on her canvas. So it's the balance between the dance and the art, I think.
Hmm. Absolutely. She's gonna get there. She's got enough time. She knows what she's doing, and we've seen her come through so many times.
Yeah,
Look
we're
at the
20 minutes
resolution.
now. Oh
The
yeah.
resolution of the face on Anthony's portrait here is so complete so quickly.
Yeah, this is a this is a 10-minute painting.
Unbelievable.
The emotive quality of this piece is just coming through so clearly. You're getting that like morose energy from this oversized suit jacket in blue,
Yeah.
and we've
And
got
here we
Matt
see
Milano on
Matt
the floor.
working on the floor.
He hit the flow, and working in some knife work there. And this is a completely different approach than we saw from him in his qualifying round.
Yeah, and that's something that the audience really likes to see is two totally different paintings from the painter. They like to see that the artist has skills across a variety of different methods and styles. So always very popular. Of course, the second painting needs to be better, as good or better than the first painting,
Switching to
to
camera
really
two.
capture the votes. Uh, but it's all going to come down to the wire here tonight. These are four awesome painters, and with enough time to do a really spectacular pieces. I feel like Nadia is she's got a lot of time left, and a piece that looks like it's nearly complete. It's going to be interesting to see where she goes with it.
I love this piece. I love that Nadia's treating these jellyfish almost as if they're floral. Like it's in a repeating pattern, almost like it's a wallpaper, like a floral wallpaper. But we're getting this wonderful contemporary palette and fluorescent jellyfish. I'm just having so much fun with this piece.
Yeah, yeah, she's done a great job, and it really stands out from the other pieces. It's something completely different, and again, totally different from her first round piece. Uh, we're back with Ejin, who is using her time very luxuriously here, taking your time to bring this profile portrait to life. Take with working on the face right now, and here we are. Here we are, really up close with YIJUN.
Oh my goodness. Anthony. I feel like this is maybe one of my favorite portraits. Our battle
Mm-hmm.
portraits.
Yeah.
It's so good. Just the decisions that he's making about color placement, and using this super bright palette, but in a way that is pretty sparing. I love it, and I'm wondering whether or not he's going to expand into the negative space around the figure. I almost hope that he doesn't, but 15 minutes left on the clock. A lot could happen.
Yeah, a lot of time. This figure looks nearly complete. I don't know how much more he can do and improve this piece. So I think we're probably going to see him flush in a background. Of course, he'll have to be very careful. He's got some fine lines there on the front of the face for sure, and just the way that the flame hair has evolved is going to be tough to paint around, but it'll be very interesting to see what he does with the time.
Yeah, the composition of this piece too is just really, really wonderful. I was worried a little bit about the size of the figure, but the way that he's placed it compositionally, it just really works, and you're getting a lot of the emotional intensity there as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now we're back with we're with Matt right now. He has picked his piece up off the floor, and you can see that it is a very large face done with really broad strokes and a palette knife, and he's got 15 minutes to either clean this up or thicken it up. I'm not sure which direction he's going to go in.
I feel like he's gonna lean towards chaos. I feel like he's gonna really lean into the heavy painting. That's my prediction. And halfway through the round, and only one artist will emerge victorious from tonight, and we'll be moving on to the national championships to represent San Francisco region. So make sure that you get your votes in artbattle.com/vote, and all these pieces are up for silent auction as well. And the auction is very competitive tonight. It's looking great.
Yeah, certainly seeing a lot of love for these pieces. People are falling in love and wanting to take these pieces home. Of course, an art battle piece comes with a great story of having seen it created in front of your eyes. That's always a very special part of adding to your collection at Art Battle. Is it's unlike any other piece that you have, in that you saw it go from blank canvas to a completed painting in just a short amount of time right in front of you.
Yeah, it's such a thrill. You become so attached to them.
Mm-hmm.
The careful line work from Nadia here, I think she's done a really wonderful job of adding detail to these brush strokes. It's very specific and illustrative. Often we'll see color being added into a drawing, but I think from this perspective, we're seeing the brushwork coming first and then the honing with those subtle lines over top.
Yeah, I was wondering what she was going to do with the time, and so far I like the direction that she's gone in, just sharpening up these jellyfish figures, really making them pop off the background. Um, it's really a delicious piece.
It is delicious.
It is delicious.
Sumptuous.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's switch to camera one. Rounding the corner, gonna check out YIJUN now. Still dancing up a storm, but we are seeing this portrait coming into a more realized space with some of these yellow highlights entering the base.
Yeah.
And hanging out with Anthony. And Anthony is just very carefully, so carefully, honing the painting around that profile. And that makes me happy to see. Like, leave it.
Yeah.
Oh, the
For sure.
orange that he's brought down into the face is so beautiful.
Yeah, so many different layers there. He's got such he started off so early with a totally realized face, and he has just continued to add to it without taking anything away during the whole time. Really spectacular.
And yes, we are getting the lean into the super painterly edition of more and more paint. Lots of layers going on from Matt Milano. And I really enjoy that this is a pretty soft palette. Lots of kind of pastels and more muted colors in there. And I think that that's a really interesting technique of using that palette in such an aggressive manner.
Yeah, and a lot of different techniques. He's used brushes, palette knives. He's squirted straight out of the bottle. Just coming at it in all directions.
Ooh, and getting some water flicking from Nadia to just continue to emphasize these drips. I gotta say, there's no mud here at all.
No.
And these are really high key colors that could really do some damage to each other if they were mixed improperly, but the application technique here is just so good.
Yeah, it's so careful. These those colors don't blend well together, and she's done a really good job of keeping them apart. If you combine those oranges with those greens in the wrong way, you're going to get some total mud for sure. But she's managed to bring life to the characters in what is actually a very difficult palette to use.
And the frills there as well. And back with YIJUN, still in her celebratory space. The that little hit of cerulean on the cheekbone is doing it for me.
Yeah, that's really good. It's going to be interesting to see what she does with the blues around the outside. Is she going to leave them really loose like they are? Is she going to come back in with another color to complete the circle more? Right now, she's working on the details of the face. There's a perfect little ear.
Oh, I love the ear.
The ear is really great.
You know, ears are like extraordinarily difficult to paint. I encourage anybody to even just try to draw a realistic ear. They're really, really, really hard.
Yeah.
And here, the ear has just been suggested by Anthony with this kind of texture, and it's a well executed ear. But the more exciting thing that's happening is this frame out, this red frame out.
Yeah, very interesting. We were wondering what he was going to do, and looks like he is going to frame it. And I gotta say, is if he does a clean job of it, it's really going to make the piece pop.
Yeah, almost
as if it wasn't already.
Yeah, and I feel like it'll just bring it into this wholeness. And then the buyer won't have to pay for framing because it's already framed.
Absolutely. Well, these look like they are gallery stretch canvases, so they look they're really beautiful in any space, with or without frames. Just so professional.
And Matt adding the contrast here with 6 minutes left on the clock with that big palette knife. I really I like that knife. Didn't expect black in the background, but it's really bringing the face forward.
It is bringing the face forward. That is a very good move. I think one that was needed, and we're seeing him clean up that and fill in that black background right now.
And with such flourish, too. You can tell that Matt's really enjoying. I think that all of the artists in this round are just really intensely enjoying their performance and tonight's experience.
Yeah, for sure. They're really enjoying it. And the audience, I mean, is dancing and bopping around too. Of course, we are just watching here without the music, but art battle events are a totally immersive experience, and the music plays a big part in bringing the experience in a more complete way to the audience. And in the case of YIJUN, the artist.
Switching to camera 2. Wow, Anthony has done a really good job applying this red and knitting it into the red that he had established as an outline for the jacket previously. The best part of it to me is that the jacket extends to the bottom of the frame. It's not interacting with that red frame out at all, and it's just creating a presence or adding to the presence of this figure.
Yeah, and it looks like he's using the extra time to do the sides of his canvas too. So pro, really turning that painting into a complete art object.
Switching to camera 1. And here we are back with YIJUN here. I've always really enjoyed the angularity of YIJUN's brushwork. I feel like it creates not only a great sense of direction, but just a unique attitude for the figure, a unique handling of the planes of a face. So many profiles tonight.
Yeah, so many.
Such a careful eye to detail from Anthony and the way that he's finishing the edges here.
Yeah, very careful. A very unique piece. I haven't seen one that looked like that before, and we've seen a lot of paintings, a lot of figures and portraits, and his really stands out. A really unique piece, beautifully conceived and excellently executed.
Oh, and he's even flipped it so that he can make sure that he gets the underside too.
Yeah,
Pro,
you got to be
pro,
really
pro.
careful. You got to be really careful flipping those paintings. Once you get your hands on that wet paint, and you've got all that white space, it can be very difficult. We can see the clock there.
Yeah,
1
danger
minute,
zone.
47 seconds left, but very dangerous to get
And now
red
he's got to
paint
flip
on
it
you.
back for voting.
He's got to flip it back, and he's got to be careful not to mess up that white space with the wet fingers that he's going to have from moving that painting around.
Mm-hmm. And back with Matt and his kind of explosive energy. Bringing a lot of energy to this piece here, especially in the last 90 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Switching to camera 2. And we can see that YIJUN is just adding these kind of flourishing touches.
Yeah, being very careful now. The dancing has slowed down a little bit as she is so focused on getting the final careful details of her piece just the way that she wants them. Oh, no, the dancing is back. Oh, I think maybe she's put her brushes down, and she's just going to dance out the last minute.
Mm-hmm. I think so too. She's vibing.
What a fun person.
Mm-hmm. And we can see that Anthony successfully flipped his canvas without leaving any weird red fingerprints on it. I was so worried. And even signed it. Just such a great, careful time management.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, getting almost ready for the countdown now.
Voting is open now, and we will be auctioning off all the pieces on the floor today. Artists, please bring your paints back.
Well, now it is
and yes, let's vote. For this
hardest decision of the night. Which of these 4 painters do you want to represent the San Francisco region at the national championships? That is a decision that you have to make right now.
That's a hard one. That is a hard decision.
That is a very hard decision.
Switch to camera 1. Just getting a little tour here.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, what a spectacular round.
Yeah, some really nice work here. It's going to be a tough decision, but everyone is casting their votes right now, and you should do the same. The auction for the 3rd round has been open for a while, and 3 out of the 4 of these paintings have bids already. Anthony's piece is up to 230, and Nadia's piece is at 185. So a lot of love for these pieces. The pieces from the earlier round, of course, have received a lot of bids, and so it is getting down to crunch time. If you want to take one of these pieces home, now is the time that you got to get in there and make your bid. But of course, don't forget to cast your vote. Every vote counts. These contests often come down to be within 1 vote, so it is so crucial that you participate by voting for which piece you think is the strongest, which artist do you think deserves to go to the national championship. It's the big night right now in San Francisco, and we can feel just a packed house, just a really great audience, and 14 really fantastic painters treating us to a delightful evening of live art. We are going to let the votes come in for the next 5 minutes or so, and then we will endeavor to announce the winner as it is announced in the venue. If we can, we will go to the live audio from the venue and hear the winner's name called. Hopefully, we'll then get a few words from the winning painter, and as they are just in the moment of realizing that they are being flown to Texas to take part in the national championships.
Such a special moment.
Absolutely. Are we on camera 2 right now?
Yeah.
Jellyfish piece.
And kind of an ominous presence in this Matt Milano piece as well.
Mm-hmm. Quiros tonight. These pieces are really clear on the website.
Mm-hmm. Love Anthony's first round piece. Oh, I think we might be getting our announcement now. No, not quite. We will, I'm sure, have our camera back in just a few moments.
Yeah, we're just waiting. The votes are still coming in. And as soon as we have a clear winner, we will have it announced at the venue, and we will endeavor to join them there for that announcement. If we're not able to see that announcement, we will announce it here and let you know who's going through to the Nationals. A very exciting time.
Mm-hmm. Looks like we're back on cam 1. I think we're getting a backstage view because our camera person needs to plug their phone in. The wonders of technology. Sure. Lots of moving parts in operating a live stream, guys.
A lot of moving parts for sure. Not an easy thing to bring these events in real time, but
we do it for the love of art and to share it with you guys.
That's right.
And because we need help deciding who's going to be the best of the best of the best of the best.
Absolutely. Once again, if you are enjoying watching Art Battle on the stream here tonight, join us tomorrow night for 2 events, New York City, and then after that, Los Angeles. New York City begins at 8 p.m. Eastern, and Los Angeles begins at 11 p.m. Eastern. And those are 2 very exciting events with a lot of really fantastic champion painters going at it for the chance to represent the 2 biggest cities in the country at the national championships. So a very deep talent pool, a lot of really great artists, and 2 exciting events tomorrow night, and of course Chicago on Friday night. So we're right in the heart of a championship season, and we get a treat of seeing the best of the best painters almost on a nightly basis here. So I, for one, feel very blessed to be a part of this.
Me too, and so grateful to all of these artists. It really can't be underestimated, the amount of energy and courage it takes to step up to the easel. Ooh, we're getting our announcement.
That's what I like. And our finalist that's going to be going to Dallas to compete in the Nationals is Anthony Jimenez.
And there you have it, Anthony Jimenez.
Fucking ball.
All right, congratulations to Anthony.
Yeah, and the crowd is just going wild. Such a well-deserved win.
Yeah, two really fantastic pieces from him. And he will be flown to Texas for the national championship on April 2nd. And of course, we want to shout out our appreciation to all 14 painters who did the best they could here tonight and really treated us to an epic event of really fantastic live art. Of course, our four finalists, Nadia, Matt, YIJUN, and Anthony, did such an amazing job. There can be only one champion, and that is Anthony tonight. Congratulations to him.
Wow, what a roller coaster of awesome art. And thank you to everyone who came along for the ride. And thank you, Chris, for being my co-host tonight.
Thanks, Morgan. It's a pleasure working with you as always.
And we will be back tomorrow for the New York City Championship and the LA Championship, and then on Friday for Chicago. So be sure to stay tuned as we